Sunday. Folks, I'm back at it once again. Thank you all so much for tuning into another video. Today, I'm out here on the Duck River, going to be floating down from Three Forks Bridge to Mullins Boat Ramp. Folks, it's about 3.5-mile trip. We got Rich out here. Of course, he's fishing ahead of me already. Got some tough fishing conditions. As you can see, the water is down quite a bit. So what I'm going to be doing is sharing with you my 4 tips for tough fishing conditions and what you should do when you experience some of these conditions. Let's get after it. All right, folks, so I'm starting out today with a little rooster tail, just to see if I can catch something in the rapids here. It's always a good idea to throw into the rapids. You might find some fish sitting right there, just chilling, waiting on the meal to come. Beautiful sunny day out here today. No luck right there, though. Let's pay attention to these rapids. Make sure we stay above water. We don't want an accident like we had last time. It's so nice out here. You can look around and see how low the river is. A live deer right there in the tree. All right, folks. So I caught my first fish. I was not recording for this fish. Unfortunately, I don't know what happened right there. But little rock bass. Gonna get him back in the river right there. So at this point, folks, I've been fishing for about an hour. I've only caught that one fish. But just wanted you guys to take a look at how beautiful the river is out here today. Look how low it is, too. It's only about maybe a foot of water right there. I've had some serious drought conditions around Tennessee lately. All right, so I'm going to try to catch something under this bush right here. I always like to throw up under trees and things like that because I feel like fish like to hide under stuff like that, especially if there's some shade. You know, they can ambush prey real easily like that. So I tried to pull out, and my lure hit the water, and somehow there was a fish sitting right there, and amazingly, I just caught that fish just off the whim. That's pretty cool right there. It's my biggest fish of the day so far. Like I said, it's been kind of slow for me so far here, but this is definitely a welcome catch right here. This little guy. Yeah, come on up here. Nice little spotted bass right here. I'd say he's probably about 11, 12 inches, something like that. Nice little fella. Get him back in the water right there. Throw him up out of here. All right, out fella. All right, folks, like I said, it's rough fishing conditions out here. It's kind of tough. So tip number 1 is if you're having trouble catching fish and your buddy is catching fish, ask him how he's catching fish, what lures he's using, how he's presenting those lures, and everything that he's possibly doing to catch those fish. Because, hey, why sit there and not catch fish when you can catch fish? Ask for some help. Don't be too proud. All right, so I'm throwing back in. I talked to Rich, and he told me what he was doing. He's throwing those lures right off of the shore, about 2 or 3 feet, and just letting it sit there, letting the water take it down, letting it bump along, and reeling up the slack. You guys know how to use a Ned rig or worm, something like that. And I caught this big fella right here. Did you see that flip? That was crazy. Look at this. This is a nice smallie right here. I was pumped about this one. All right, let's get him in here. He's giving me a good fight right there, too. Let's get him in the net. Now look at this. This is crazy. I've never seen this on a fish. I've never seen a fish do this at all to any type of lure. Let me get turned around here before I get knocked into that wall there in the back of the water like last time. We don't want that. Look at what he did to this lure, though. Look at this right here. He got it stretched out over his back fin, over his dorsal fin right there. I've never seen that happen. Somehow the Ned rig got hooked onto his fin, hooked in his mouth, and just stretched out. That shows you how tough that elastic is, though. That stuff is very durable. It just went right back to the way it was, and I keep fishing with that lure. Let's get him measured up on the board right here. This is a nice fish right here, especially after not catching a whole bunch of fish in the last couple of hours right there. Let's get him on the board right here. He didn't want to cooperate at first either. All right, so I don't know if you guys can see that, but that fish is about 15 3/4 inches right there. Very nice smallie. Very nice. Let's get this fella back in the water here. Appreciate that one. Get on up out of here. All right, so following Rich's instructions, I'm just gonna keep on throwing the way I was, not up against the bank like I usually do, but right off the bank. And the reason I think this is working is because the water is really, really shallow right now. So the fish can't sit as close to the bank as they usually did. So they got to kind of be out away from it. So you got to imagine when the water drops like that, where the water usually was is just a really muddy, shallow area. And the fish don't really want to sit there. They want to sit out there in that water. There's more oxygen. Just caught another one right here. Nice little rock bass. I love catching these rock bass. I know I say it to you all the time, but I love catching these little fellas. They give such a hard fight. You always think it's a smallie, but it's a rock bass. I appreciate them though. I think that's a male right there with those little black fins. Somebody let me know below in the comments the difference between the male and the female rock bass, if you can tell. So continuing with Rich's instructions, still throwing it like that. And we got another one. Going up here. Another little rock bass. Gotta love that fight. So these fish also compete with smallmouth for food, which really explains why they fight so hard and why they're so voracious, and usually catch them sitting right where smallmouth are too. This is a good little hole I'm throwing into. You can't see it right now. It's next to that tree over to my left. It's probably about a 5 or 6 foot hole right there. There's a boulder below me too, so the fish are kind of sitting up against that boulder, kind of hugged up against it, waiting for some prey. Swim by on them. Got another one right there. Hooked him. Calm down, little fella. Get you off that hook. Chill out. Calmate. Peace out, little fella. It may be a female, I don't know. Alright, so I'm just floating down here. Continuing on my way. So, my second tip when it comes to any type of tough fishing conditions is pay attention to the conditions and what the fish are doing. So like I said, the water is down and the fish are sitting out a little bit away from the bank. Ooh, watch that log. We don't want to go back into the water. Watch that log. That was dangerous right there, buddy. Watch yourself. Like I said, pay attention to the conditions and what the fish are doing. The fish are not sitting up against the bank because they can't. They're sitting out a little bit further into the water because that's where they need to be. So pay attention to that. You know, look at the conditions, pay attention to what's going on, and that's going to help you catch more fish. Nice little smallie right there. Not as big as that first one, but he's a nice fella. Nice catch. It's ever so important to pay attention to what's going on out here in the water, what the fish are doing. That's always going to help you catch more fish. Nice cast right there. Oh, got another one. Now, this fish right here, there was something going on with it. Looked like it had smallpox, chicken pox, or some type of pox on it. It was kind of nasty. I don't know if you guys can see that real good in the camera, but this fish has a whole just like bumps all over it. It's pretty nasty. I don't know if that's ick or what it is, but I did not want to touch it. So I'm using the pliers to get that hook out of his mouth, and we're gonna do a quick release on him. You may have been able to see all that nastiness all over him. I wasn't risking him splashing me in the face and getting any of his nastiness on me though. Beautiful day out here on the river. Got a lot of clouds over, but clouds usually help with catching fish. Fish don't have eyelids, so when it's too sunny, they tend to hide up under stuff and try to be in the shade so they don't get blinded by the light. Another little rock bass. This one is a lot cleaner. Not covered in nastiness and filth. Flying filth. Pretty little rock bass right there. This one's chunky too. Peace out, little buddy. It started out as a pretty slow fishing day. It's starting to really pick up. Come on. Take it. You know you want it. Come on. Another little rock bass. This river just full of rock bass. A lot of smallmouth out here too. A lot of good sized smallmouth out here in the Duck River. Little bitty guy. Peace out. Anytime I see a cliff or some rocks, I can't help but to fish those too. I feel like there's always some fish sitting up against the rock somewhere. Trying to keep it steady. The wind was blowing a little bit. Yeah, come on up here. Come on up here. Nice little smallmouth right there. Ooh, hold still, little fella. Hold still. Trying to get this hook out your mouth. Alright, there you go. It's a nice little smallie right here too. Got a pretty color on him. It'll be a nice size. Look at the shoulders on him right there. It'll be a nice size fish here next year. Peace out, buddy. Alright, just throwing around these trees. I always like throwing around trees too with some cover. I always feel like there's gonna be a fish somewhere just sitting, waiting to ambush some bait. So I try to throw up in the trees and the laydowns. Duck River has plenty of laydowns for you to fish in too. Really nice in that aspect. Alright, so the sun's come out and decided to bless us with its presence. Really glad it did too, man. It looks so nice out here. Ooh, nice one. Fighting. Another little rocky bass. Little rocky Balboa. Appreciate that one. Little chunky fella too. Oh, knocked over my drink. Haha, you can't splash in it. I got a cap on it. Haha. Appreciate this little chunky one. He's barely bigger than that Ned rig too. Pretty little fish though. Appreciate him getting on. Come on up out of here. Alright folks, so tip number 3 when you're fishing is to switch up baits. Try other things, you know. So I've been fishing that Ned rig for pretty much all day. It's been about 5-6 hours, maybe more. So now I'm tying on this white popper. This is I think this is a Berkeley popper. Forgot what the official name of it is, but just a run-of-the-mill regular white little popper. Tying this on my top water rod. I believe that is 50-pound braid that I have on there. I've actually first time fishing with a popper too. I've used them in the past, but never really had a lot of success with them. Didn't really give them much time as well, so probably the reason I never caught anything on them. So, woo! Look at that blow up right there. Get on over here. Come on over here. Get on over here. Get on over here. Yes, sir. Come on up here. Get the net for you. Yes, sir. That is a nice one right there. I appreciate this one. Very first popper fish right here. Nice catch right there. He ate it too. Ooh, yes, you got that one. These hooks about you. Apologize, you got them all in there, all in your face piece and all in your body. pliers to get that out your mouth right there. Got you though. Hold still. Hold still. Let me get you together. All right, there you go. All right, so I believe that's a largemouth right here. Nice little one. Probably about 12, 13 inches right there. Nice little fella though. I appreciate him getting on. We're gonna get him back in the water right there and get back to fishing. Peace out, little buddy. Still using the popper. This thing's a lot more fun than I thought it would be. I love topwater fishing though. I don't know about you all, but it's just something about that topwater bite. Oop, got another one. Yes, sir, right in the rapids. So this was a precarious catch right here. This is kind of dangerous. I have to pay attention to what I'm doing right here and get this fish off the hook momentarily. Yeah, lay down right there. I do not want to go into that. That is a strainer and a half right there. You go into something like that, it's gonna knock you off your boat, take all your stuff. Could drown you too, so stay away from those things. I'm floating in the shore right here and get this fish off the hook. He was cooperating, surprisingly. He didn't try to put those hooks into my leg while I was paddling. It's a nice little smallie right here. This is a pretty one. He's got a nice pattern on him. Let me get him back in the water though. Get back to fishing. You see that? Peace out, little buddy. I get that leaf off of there. Whip it. Woo! Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm popping it and I'm just letting it sit. So this popper tends to be like a little finesse bait when it comes to topwater. That's why I tied this on instead of a whopper plopper. Alright. Get him on the hook right there. There's some spotted right there. Appreciate this one though. He's a nice sized chunky little thing too. He wanted that. Appreciate him. Don't want out of here. Peace. Alright, so tip number 4 is always have fun when you're out there on the river. Doesn't matter if you're catching fish or not. Have fun. That's what we're all out here for in the first place. Come out here and enjoy yourself. Enjoy the scenery. Enjoy the water. Enjoy your time with your friends. You know, because every day out here on the river is better than sitting in the house. Loved it out here on the Duck River. Had a really good time out here today. A lot of leaves out here. Something funky at the top of this ramp. So I saw a bunch of unalived deer today out on the Duck River, and there's one right there too. Folks, I appreciate you all so much for tuning in to another video. It's a beautiful, beautiful day out here. I really just want to share with you some of my tips for tough fishing conditions and some of the things that I think about when I'm out here fishing. So again, ask your buddy what they're fishing with. Pay attention to the river conditions, switch up your baits, and always have fun out here on the river, because that's what it's all about, folks. Beautiful day out here on the Duck River as always, folks. Loved it. Had a whole bunch of fun out here. And as always, folks, remember, there's a lot of river out here. I'll catch you on the next boat flip. Peace.